Um, After yesterday evening meltdown, um, I woke up today feeling much better. Before I went to bed, I just realised that I'm going to start this again. After yesterday evening's meltdown, I just before going to bed, I took an extra 10 milligrams of steroids. I shouldn't really do that. That's not what they're for. But I do it probably about once a month, once every 6 weeks when I get to the point that I got to yesterday. And I've had a good night's sleep and I've woken up, and I don't know, by about 10 o'clock this morning, I could feel that I felt normal, as normal as I'll ever be. So that will give me a day or two respite of the discomfort that I've been feeling. Um, so yeah, I feel much better today. I've been doing quite a lot of um, stuff. Stuff. I don't want to call it work because it's not work, but I have been. I said yesterday I've been working on my SEO scores. And I told you in yesterday's video what that stood for: engine optimization. So I've been doing that, and then I had a look at some more analytics today and noted that after that vlog, I had quite a large group of viewings from South Africa when there had been none before. And there have been a few since, and then recently that's flatlined. So, and I also note today that some of the comments are reappearing, or people are commenting again on that vlog. But I've moved on, so I'm not responding. Um, so I, at the last minute yesterday evening, I realised I hadn't thought about anything for today's meal, which I would normally do because it normally means I need to get something out of the freezer, or have some idea in my head. I'm not a just-in-time person. I live with a just-in-time person, but I'm not one. So I had a look in the freezer, and I'd got some sausages, some beef sausages, which I don't really like. They're organic, and when we get our beef orders from the farm, I get organic sausages. I get sausages, but I'm not really a lover of beef sausages. But anyway, they're in there. They need using, so I got them out, thinking, oh, I'll make something with them, and then remembered that I'd got some atora suet in the fridge, which I made that suet pastry with a couple of weeks back or so. And I just thought, because of how I felt, I was obviously heading towards comfort food comme d'habitude. So this morning I made sausage casserole and then put dumplings on the top, and did the dumplings on the top. So that was really nice, very comforting, and very not regime. And we're going to continue the theme of not regime today. I bought yesterday some bread for Ivy because we used to feed them small amounts of bread at the gate at the end of the day when we went down to do the chickens, and then they sort of started walking away from it. So they've not had it for probably 4 or 6 weeks. And I said to Mark, that I would buy a loaf of bread and test it on Ivy because they, want to know she's having something. And I see that she's grazing sometimes, but I don't know how much actual sustenance that's giving her. I think it's helped that she has warmth overnight, so she can go and shelter and be near the heat lamp, or very close to it, and she's not having to use energy to keep warm. I mean, it's certainly cold out there today. It's 5, but there's quite a wind chill, so at least if she's warming up overnight, she then can go out and graze and have some resilience. So anyway, she's doing okay. So I bought some bread, and took some down when I went to let the chickens out, which I haven't done, and I probably won't now. It's coming up to 5 o'clock. Took some bread down, and she took it really well. I cut it into really small pieces like you would for dipping in a boiled egg. So they both had that, and then so I took some more down when we went to put the chickens away an hour or so later. I took some down this morning and she took some. And then she walked away, even though I'd still got some. So she knew that she didn't want any more, and that's fine. So as a consequence of me buying bread, and it is the, white sliced crappy bread, we've got bread in the house. And so I will do toasted sandwiches for supper. And I've just remembered that I used all the cheddar for a cauliflower cheese the other day. And the cheddar was a mature cheddar that I bought. You can buy mature cheddar here in some of the shops. I didn't used to buy it because it's not cheap. When we were fetching it back from the UK, I could buy a big lump and then chop it up and freeze it. So these lumps are, I don't know what they are now. The price stayed the same after Brexit for a while. It was €3 something. It's not a very big pack. But I haven't looked. When I picked up the two I picked up the other day, I didn't even look at the price. I just put them in my trolley. I'm guessing they've gone up a bit now because obviously bringing them in is not as easy as it used to be. So yeah, that's a non-regime day, and I'm going to have to come up with a plan for tomorrow. I think I'm going to have to shop again. It feels like the shopping comes around really quickly, and I think it's in comparison to how we used to shop. We used to shop, and I'm talking probably quite a long time ago now. I used to probably shop for 10 days at a time. And somehow I seem to be shopping weekly now, which it's not really a problem. I just feel guilty. I feel like I'm spending more. I probably am spending more than I want, but I feel like, God, you're shopping again. But actually, the fridge is sort of quite empty. The freezer is beginning to empty. I certainly haven't got so many frozen veg, which is useful to have. And I think, yeah, I mean, obviously we're eating the food. That's the problem, isn't it? You put food in the fridge and it gets eaten. So yeah, I'm going to have to do some shopping. I get it mostly now. I discovered that one of the Leclerc, we got two Leclercs equidistant from us, and one of them you would need to go and pick it up from. So that's what we started doing at the beginning of COVID. We started collecting our shopping. But there's the other one where we can have it delivered, and it actually is probably about the same as having the cost of having shopping delivered in the UK. So, and I just think it's good. Well, I think it came. I think it was Monday morning, so I think that's what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to do shopping and I'll have it delivered tomorrow. But it comes by car. It's just a driver who, I don't know how many times they journey a day, but they've just got your shopping on board. I mean, it might be if they were really busy, they might have 2 lots of shopping on board. But what they don't have, so it's not something that I'll use in high summer. What they don't have is the capacity really to bring out frozen foods. And I noticed the first time I used it, the girl that came out, that I can't remember what I got that was frozen, but I could just feel it beginning to, oh God, I don't know why I'm doing that. I've had a siesta. I could just feel that it needed to be in the freezer. Anyway, that's what I'll do. I'll do some shopping so that because there were a couple of bits missing, I think, from last week, and one of the recipes is for chili con carne, and there's a turkey chili con carne. If I can get a piece of turkey, I'll mince it. I'll do turkey chili con carne, and I think I'm going to make meals. I think that's possibly a problem, that when we were on the diet last year, quite a few of the recipes were double ups. So you would have half of what you've made in the fridge for another day, and I used to batch cook as well. Before that, I used to batch cook. Not doing that, so I'm left every day having to come up with a plan. So yeah, it sort of changed things. So I need to think about that, and perhaps tomorrow, if I get some turkey, I can make a double portion of chili, turkey chili. So I've spoken to Dean again this morning, and she, because there was a French expression that I remember from. Oh, that's good. Look, light from the phone. There's a French expression I remember from years and years ago that Joe's then boyfriend said to her about someone, and I won't say any more about the someone in case someone related to that someone is watching. And he said, il a poil dans la main. Il a une poil dans la main. And it means he's got, well, it's literally, he's got a hair in his palm. And it took ages, of course, to work that out. Like, what do you mean? And he's actually saying he's lazy. So that's what that means. So I checked it with her this morning. And I write it clearly. Somebody's asked me to write it clearly. And I think I think I have, in the last vlog, I think I've opened it up a bit and tried to write it clearly. But I don't think last night I was speaking so clearly. I'd had quite a lot of brandy. Okay, and there was another one that you're going to get two. Another one, she asked me, have you seen Virgin River on Netflix? And I did begin, I didn't understand why she asked me, but I said, well, I did begin to watch it, but I got bored with it. I was bored when I started watching it and I didn't watch it all. And she said, is a story, a l'eau de rose for you, a l'eau de rose. A l'eau de rose is another French expression, with rose water, love story, too easy, too beautiful, too simply. I mean, that's her translation. So that's kind, isn't it? Kind of her. So that's two. I'm going to have to change it, aren't I? For two phrases, French phrases of the day or something. I have added, because I've noticed that a lot of people do it, and my son does it. And because I'm not monetized, I'm not really looking for money. We're really very, very comfortable. But I have added, so don't feel at all. Don't feel you must. But if you want to, I've added a buy me a coffee button for fun, really, just out of curiosity. I think it's sort of part of the curiosity of, oh my God, how many people have subscribed and why? Why are people watching? So it's like, well, let's see. So I've added that. So that's what I've been going through. So I've been doing the SEO and I've been going through adding to some of my vlogs, buy me a coffee. I'll add it to future ones, but I don't think I'll go back and do any others unless they're the most popular vlogs. I'll add it to, but other than that, I won't. So it's Sunday late afternoon, and we both had quite a long siesta earlier, which was really nice. In fact, I woke up and wondered where I was. I dreamt, it was quite dreamy. And I think Mark woke before me and it sort of disturbed me and I was still not quite ready to be awake, but that was it, I was awake. And it was quite funny because I'm sitting near the fire here and I'm going to turn this around. You don't need to look at me, look. I'm sitting near the fire and that log trolley hadn't got any logs in it. It needed refilling. And the cat was laying stretched out along the floor here, on her, rolled over, so legs in the air and whatever. And my stool that I had my feet on was here. There wasn't a great gap here to come through with the trolley. But he pulled it through and she did not move, didn't even wake up. And when he came back in with it, when he came back in with it, she was awake then and she was just watching, but she still didn't move. And it was really close. But because she doesn't live in a house full of running around children or running around adults, I think she just feels really safe. So the only thing she runs away from is, I'm talking about the cat, by the way. I don't even think I've mentioned her name, Jazz, or that the cat. It was the cat laying on the floor. If you're wondering about who. So the only thing she runs away from eventually is a Hoover. And even that, she doesn't run that, she's not that bothered, but she does sort of think, I'm going to go away now. So yeah, she just didn't move from there. Anyway, I hope it's not so cold where you are. it's probably, I mean, I wanted to go for a walk, but it's Sunday and there's such a risk that you don't even bother to gird your loins, because there's such a risk that the hunt are out. And I think what I want to do, definitely want to, and that will happen this week, I promise, is go down to through the woods down into the depths of the woods to find the dumped cars, the vintage cars. But I need Mark with me because it's quite treacherous, and I will have to manage the gimbal and a walking pole to get down there. And I do want to do that, but I was looking at the weather, and it had looked like when I first looked a few days ago that tomorrow, Monday, was going to be a good day, sunny and bright. But it doesn't look like that's going to be till Wednesday now. But once it's sort of clear of hunters, because there were hunters on Monday, I could hear them, and I think I could hear hunters on Wednesday. So it's not easy to choose your moment, and I think we're going to have to put reflective jackets on. So, okay, going to make a cup of tea. Have a good day, evening, morning, and rest of the week.